All right, so let's start. So I'm going to start sitting, but why don't you guys just lay down? So take a little time to feel your body sort of cool down. So just feel your back on the floor, sort of noticing the natural curves of the back. So for most people, there's sort of a little bit of an arch in the low back. So the low back may not come fully onto the floor. And usually the mid upper back press into the floor. And for many people, there's also the awareness of an arch in the neck, a little bit of an arch in the neck. When you're lying on your back, if your chin is very high, then it might be useful to take a blanket or a cushion under the head so that the back of the neck can be a little less arched than it is. So, but depending on what's happening in our back and shoulders, that'll affect how the position of the head. So we'll do sort of our opening awareness transition from this position now. So just take a moment and feel the sensations in your body. Almost like you're noticing your body for the first time today. Notice where you might feel a sense of blood flow, which might be a positive or negative experience. Blood flow could mean inflammation. It could just mean circulation. So just notice if there's parts of your body that feel a little warmer, parts that feel a little cooler, parts that feel a little bit more energetic. So just noticing. And then maybe noticing the quality of your thoughts and emotions. So for Lizzie and Audrey, it's morning. For Penny, it's afternoon, evening. So notice where your mind goes and how active your mind is. And just the opening mantra to remind us that we come together and find nourishment in this coming together. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Punaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinam Vatitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So start to notice the breath in and out. Let the breath become a little bit deeper. You can start to engage this Ujjayi technique. This is this little throat controlled breath in and out, a little contraction in the glottis, sounding maybe like an ocean wave in the distance. Feeling like the rib cage takes part and part of the inhale, so feeling that expansion across the chest, the belly lifting. As you exhale, let the belly drop, then let the rib cage come together. See if you can notice that, taking a deeper and deeper breath each time. And then since we're looking to sort of inquire a little bit with the neck, we're going to start really simply. The next time you exhale, we're going to bring the chin a little bit closer to the throat, like you're trying to bring your chin towards the throat or towards the clavicle. And then as you inhale, you're going to lift the chin up and let the neck arch. Exhale, bring the chin down towards your throat. So just do that at whatever level you can do that. So the range of motion will be different for everybody. And then Penny, as we watch your neck here, just make sure that you're not going too far or too extreme in any direction because it's a little sensitive right now. But just notice the impact of this simple movement. Just observing the range of motion. So this is similar to what we do when we stand on the feet and open the arms, but now gravity is supporting the head rather than making the head work against it. And then bring the head back to neutral. And we're going to start with another simple movement. So we'll take the right hand first. We're going to inhale, sweep the right hand along the floor and up next to the head. And as you exhale, the right arm will sweep back down and let the head turn to the left side. And then inhale, head comes to the center, sweep the left arm up till it comes somewhere next to the head. Exhale, slowly sweep the arm down, turn the head to the right. So find the rhythm of your breath. Inhaling, head center, hand, arm next to the head. Exhale, sweep the hand down, look in the opposite direction. So the head just rolling one side to the other. And again, noticing the sensations in the neck, the range of motion from one side to the other. Just keep alternating back and forth, engaging the Ujjayi breath. Deep inhale and long, smooth exhale. And then just do one more time on each side. And then if the knees are not already bent, bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet to the floor. And we'll just begin a little bit more movement. So very simply, inhale, lift the hips up. Only come up as much as is comfortable. So Penny, particularly for you, be gentle here, don't lift too high. Exhale, come down. And for you guys who aren't having any issues with the neck, you can lift up so you feel the weight shift to the shoulders. So this is a strong forward flexion of the neck if you lift high. And then as you exhale, slowly come down one vertebra at a time. So upper back first, then your middle back, low back, sacrum. Inhaling and exhaling. So try that a few times. And Penny, is this okay for your neck?
Oh, it's awesome.
Okay. So how does it feel when you come up? Is there any pressure on the head or does it feel comfortable?
No, it feels really comfortable.
Okay. So then let's start to integrate the two movements. So the head turning side to side and the lifting and lowering. So the next time you lift up, you can sweep both arms up and next to the head. And as you lower the body down, let the head turn to one side. And inhale the head to the center as you lift up, sweep both arms up. Exhale, sweep both arms down and let the head turn to the other side. So continue moving with the rhythm of your own breath. What's nice about the Zoom class is that you don't get lost in somebody else's rhythm. You can really just hear the sound of your own breath and follow that. And I don't have the microphone right next to my mouth today, so it's even easier. So you're not trying to follow my rhythm either. So just a few times up and down. And then we're just gonna do one more thing from this kind of position. So the next time the hands and the body are down on the floor, just stay there. And we're gonna do a little subtle shift. So you take the weight of the body and bring it to, say, the right side of the spine. So there's a collection of muscles that run up alongside of the spine. See if you can visualize or sense or feel that line of muscles and bring the weight of the body to that row of muscles. And then as you lift up, you're going to lift up on the right side of the spine. So right up along the erector muscles. As you come up as high as you're going to come, you're going to shift the weight over now to the left side of the spine. And then you'll release and come down on the left side of the spine. So like a little massage along the whole chain of muscles that run down and support the spine. So see if you can feel it all the way to the sacrum. Once the sacrum is on the floor, shift the weight back to the right side and lift up on inhale on the right side of the spine. Transition as you come up to the left side and lower down on the left side. So you can do one more round like this, coming up on the right, going down on the left. And then we'll just do 3 rounds in the opposite direction. So now coming up on the left side, shifting the weight over to the right side and lowering down on the right side. So noticing that this requires a little attention in the shoulders, in the hips, pelvis, and also maybe the neck. So coming up on the left, the nice deep slow inhale and down on the right with a long smooth exhale. And when you complete the last round, then we'll bring the hands to the knees. Again, simple posture, connecting the rest of the body with the neck and shoulders. So as you exhale, bring the knees towards you. And you can let the chin come down towards the throat, or maybe the head even lifts. See how that feels? As you inhale, the knees move away. The chin lifts, creating a little bit of arching in the neck. And as you exhale, the back of the neck flattens as the knees come towards you. Inhale, knees move away, pulling the hands away from you as the neck arches. Exhale down. Inhale, arch. Exhale down. Just do that a few times. Inhale, hands move away, neck arches. Exhale, knees come towards you. Drop the chin down. Back of the neck long. And then slowly we'll bring the feet back to the floor. Let's take the arms nice and wide. So let the knees come down to the left side. So the feet wide apart with the knees up, and just let the knees come down to the side. Don't worry about this back shoulder, it can come off the floor, whatever you need to do to comfortably let the knees come down. And then you're going to take the right hand on the heart and slide the right hand down the left arm, Bring the palms of the hands together. And then keep sliding the right hand further over the right hand to the floor. So you're bringing that right shoulder towards the floor. You might need to adjust the position of the arms a little bit up or down. Make sure your shoulder feels okay in your neck. So really reach that right hand away from you. You're trying to notice the whole right side of the back, maybe behind the shoulder blade, moving towards the floor. And take a few moments and breathe there. And then we'll slowly roll back up. So the hand comes down to the other hand, up the left hand, all the way to the heart and open wide. And then you can do the same exercise again. Right hand to the heart, slide the right hand to the left hand and further away from you. Inhale. Back to the heart, open the shoulders. Okay. So just notice what you feel here. Some people feel this more in the hip and the back. Some people feel a lot in the upper back and neck and shoulders. Just notice. Maybe stay for a few breaths in the extended position if that feels nice, or if the dynamic, moving dynamically. And then we'll try the other side. So you stay where you are. I'm just turning around because of the logistics of my room here and the camera. So now we take the feet and turn them to the right side. Left hand comes to the heart. Slide the left hand along the right arm to the right hand and further reaching further forward. Left shoulder coming towards the floor. Notice if this side feels different than the other side. Then open, keep the legs the whole time over to the right. So you're sort of coming out of the twist as you come onto the right shoulder and reach beyond the right hand with the left hand. And as the hand comes to the heart and you open up, you're coming back into a twist. So just do that again a few times. Noticing the difference between this side and the other side, if it exists. Letting the head just follow the body in whatever way feels comfortable. And then if it's comfortable to stay in the position for a few breaths, you can stay here. Notice what you feel. And then come out. Pause a moment on the back. And then let's roll over and come onto the hands and knees. Okay. So take a moment here, just feeling the hands and knees. And then just notice the middle back and feel like that's just bobbing up and down.
So as you inhale, let the head drop as the middle of the back lifts up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, let the middle of the back sink down, let the head lift up. Exhale, reverse it. And then we'll move a little bit more in this posture so you can, when the back rounds, let the elbows come down, the head down, the hips down. Inhale, reach forward, lengthen the front of the body. Exhale, arch the back, elbows down, head down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, round the back, elbows down, head down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Come up. And exhale down. All right. Come on up one more time. And take the hands a little bit more forward than you usually have them. And come back in the posture again and stay here. Let the forehead come to the floor. The knees can be apart or together. Just make sure that you feel comfortable in the posture. Hands reaching a little more in front of you. Then come back up again. And we're going to bring the hips just about halfway down. And we're going to walk the hands forward. So you can keep the hands about shoulder distance apart, or if you need to, you can widen them. Because what we're going to do is we're going to come a little forward so the heart comes towards the floor. So this is a lot of work for the shoulder joint. So if the shoulders don't feel comfortable, bring them wider, give space for the shoulders, the neck. Heart comes towards the floor. So you're feeling the upper back arching a little bit, or at least reversing the natural curve. The low back, though, is still rounding. Forehead to the floor, heart towards the floor. Breathing here just a moment. This is basically the arm position we do when we're standing, reaching up towards the ceiling. You might feel a little traction in the armpits. Forehead to the floor helps keep the neck long. Then come back up again, hands and knees. Just a couple times here, moving this cat-cow kind of position, just to relieve any tension that might be there. And so Penny, just be aware of circulation too, as we lift the head and lower the head, like the subtle shifts in the circulation. And then let's do one more thing on the hands and knees, and then we'll come to standing and play with some fun stuff. So take one hand and bring it through the knee and the arm on the other side, shoulder to the floor, head to the floor. This top arm, you can reach it up towards the ceiling, or you can bring the arm over the ear so the hand comes to the floor over the head. So it can be up, or it can be all the way to the floor over the head.
Stay there breathing. Find the twist. Notice where you're feeling it. So this is a great posture to play with little variations, hand positions, knee positions. You can find many, 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 many different places to feel in this posture. Stay there breathing deeply. Then as you feel ready, we'll come up and we'll try the other side. So the other shoulder to the floor. Find a position for the other arm. Notice the neck, the side of the body. Behind the shoulder blade, maybe the hip and knees for some of us. Oh, come back to the center. And then whatever way you like, come to standing. Okay. Good. Let me adjust the camera now so my head doesn't get cut off. There you go. Okay, so we'll start simple, the way we always do, just noticing feet on the floor. So noticing head up now. So whenever I start on the floor, I feel like it takes a moment for my blood to kind of sink back down to my feet. So give yourself that moment to settle. So we'll start very simply, just moving the arms, kind of feel the whole body working together. So as you inhale, you're gonna reach up and exhale down. Since I'm recording it, if there's anybody who's watching this later, if this irritates the shoulders, you can just take the arms up, forward, and down. So the idea is here to feel a little bit the integration of the connective muscles from the feet all the way to the hands. You can do that from the side, you can do it with the arms forward. So this time, let's take the arms up. As you exhale, drop the elbows down and feel like you're going to try to touch the elbows together behind you. So since we have a couple people from Phoenix, I call this the cactus. This is the cactus arms, what we do in my class. The Germans love it. So cactus arms, and then inhale up. And then cactus arms down. So the elbows are moving behind you. So kind of opening this up, inhale up. Exhale down. At the same time, think about dropping the chin. So the back of the neck is moving behind you as the elbows come together. Inhale, you can lift the chin. Exhale. So it's just what we did on the floor, except now gravity's in a different direction. Good. One more time, up, down, and release. Okay. So we're just going to do a couple of repetitions of touching the floor and coming back up like we've done before. So let's leave the arms to rest for now. Inhale, lift the chest nice and high. As you exhale, bring the belly to the thighs. Then let the upper body come down, shoulders down, head down, neck down. Inhale, lift the back of the neck first, then the shoulders, then the upper back, mid back, low back. Push the feet down as you lift up. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale back down.
So when we're dancing with headaches, migraines, we take a little extra space between everything we do. So we have permission then, the body gives us permission.
Just slow it down. Exhale here. We'll do just one more. Inhale. Exhale.
And then come back up.
Pause for a minute. And then now we're going to do a different kind of forward fold. So different than what we've done before. And this one is basically it's a demonstration to feel the connective tissue that runs from basically the eyebrows over the head, behind the body all the way down through the heels to the feet. And there's another set of connective tissue and muscle that runs sort of from the arches, behind the shin bones, through the knee, the inner thighs, the pelvic floor, in front of the spine, all the way to the tongue. So I have one colleague and teacher who does a lot of dissections and works a lot with bodies and biophysics. And so he shows this beautiful video of a dissection where they've taken this chain and they've cut it out of a cadaver and laid it all on a table. So your tongue is physically connected to your feet. And so are your eyebrows. And this is part of the reason why, soldiers standing at attention too long can sometimes pass out, and your diaphragm is all in there and stuff like that. So just watch, I'll do it once and tell you what I'm doing, and then you can try it and feel it for yourself. So I'm gonna go all the way down and then come all the way up. So just listen and watch for a moment. So we're gonna use the imagination to feel, to take the attention sort of to this spot, the very top of the spine, which actually the skull and the spine connect between the ears somewhere. So you can kind of feel the head there. And then what you're going to imagine is that you can feel a little space open up between the first and second vertebra. So you drop the head down, there's a little space at the back of those vertebrae. And then you're just going to find space, vertebra by vertebra, one at a time. The arms do nothing. The rest of the body is just following what the spine is doing. So you bring your attention to the back of the spine, and as much as possible, just release each part of the spine that's above the place where your attention is. So you're rolling down. So this is different than what we've done before. You know the arms are doing the right thing when they're pointed towards the floor. If they're doing something weird, let your shoulders relax. So everything above the point of my attention is just relaxed. Knees are a little bit bent. That helps the process here. As you get lower in the spine, you might move a little bit faster, because each piece is a little bigger. Eventually, you'll bring the attention down to the sacrum, iliosacral joint, moving through the pelvis all the way to the legs, the back of the legs, down through behind the knees, calves, from the heels all the way to the feet. So feeling the back of the leg stretching. You're going to take a breath there. And then before you move anything, you bring your awareness to the arches of the feet. And then from here, you're going to press the feet towards the floor, seeing if you can feel the shins activate here. Maybe even feeling the work
from the shin up all the way through the knees, and maybe pushing the feet down until you can feel how the pelvic floor through the inner thighs all the way to the feet can activate and work together. And then from the pelvis, it's as if you can take the lowest vertebra, put it into place, and then take your attention in front of the spine now and just stack one vertebra on top of the other. Everything above your point of attention is just relaxed. So you're rolling back up, one vertebra at a time, stacking them. Shoulders relaxed. You'll get to the point of the diaphragm, the chest can open, 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 open. Keep moving up the spine. The throat opens all the way to the mouth and tongue. Okay? So this is like a meditation with the front and back of the spine. So just try that a few times. Take as long as you need to do it. Like, you know, people watching recording, you can just hit pause and try it. And you guys here live, just take time and feel it. So really bring the attention back of the spine, piece by piece. It's really wonderful if you have a tight neck and back because it's quite a strong experience. So be gentle, Penny. Let the jaw relax, the shoulders relax, knees stay a little bit bent. And if you come to a spot in the spine that doesn't sort of move like a chain, it's kind of like a flat board, just stay there a moment and breathe. Let the breath be natural. If you wait a moment, sometimes you'll find the articulation at the spine that maybe isn't there initially. So just patiently let yourself roll down and experience what's happening in the back as you let yourself roll. So you might find a lot of articulation in your spine, or you might find that your spine really works more as one unit. So you can't do this wrong. Just do it slowly and patiently. Let the arms relax, shoulders relax, hands pointed to the floor. There you go. The neck stays forward, so you don't have to lift the head as you go down. You might notice sometimes people share experiences of noticing connections in parts of the body they hadn't felt before. Sometimes people notice one part that's particularly tense or restricted throughout the whole movement. Once you get as far down as your body's going, just notice that the whole back side of the body is now lengthened. You might have a sensation of stretching. And then when you come up, first press the feet down and see if you can feel even the muscles through the inner thigh pelvic floor support that pushing down. So this is how your body and your torso and your legs work together. And then once you feel that, begin to, as if you can push the organs up towards the ceiling, to roll yourself onto that first lower vertebra and then stack the rest. You can do another round, Lizzie, if you like. We can do 2 rounds if it feels okay. This can be intense for some people. For me, it's very intense for me. And Penny, is that okay for the neck?
Awesome.
Okay.
Really good. I think that pins needles in my legs.
Pins and needles and legs, okay. That's an interesting observation. So maybe try one more round if you can. So just attention. So this is just an exercise I thought of when you talked about the neck, because it really demonstrates how even the feet can make an impact on what we're experiencing in the neck. Relax the hands, the shoulders.
Hands are just pointing at the floor, knees are a little bit bent. Shoulders can round forward and drop towards the floor. It's a very sort of unusual way of moving down that not normal for most of us to move this way. Good. And just being attentive to which parts of the back sort of easily surrender down and fold down, and which parts are a little bit uncertain of how to move down. Right? Are you doing okay, Liz?
Yes, my sinuses are packing up so bad in my face every time I'm trying to go down. The pressure of it is
Okay.
just
Then
bad.
don't go down. Good. How does it feel to lie on the floor? Is that okay for the sinuses?
Oh yeah, that was. I've been cleaning and getting ready to paint our bedroom, so I've been shuffling around all the dust and.
You feel it. And now you're breathing it nice and deeply. That's great. Good. Okay. So that's a curl that when your sinuses aren't full of pressure, that it can be useful at helping you feel the relationship between the feet and the upper body and how it works together. Like like Audrey, I know you've done yoga before, like when they talk about things like bandhas and some of the deeper breath work. This is connecting with the set of muscles that work with the deep breathing, especially the front of the body. And a lot of the sun salutations, it's essentially a practice to balance these front muscles and the back muscles. So a lot of the yoga sequences that are quite popular in the vinyasa style are balancing the front and back. So this is a way to sort of slow down and feel those same muscles. So let's come back to the floor then. Okay. And let's do, this may be horrible for the sinuses, Liz, you let me know. So we're gonna come down to lying on the floor, on the belly this time. Okay, I'll adjust the camera angle here. So you can bring the forehead to the floor, if that's okay. And Penny, we know that this one is sometimes not your friend, so we're gonna be gentle with it. And one thing we can do, so you can choose, you can take the arms maybe to the side, something like this. Or Penny, something that might be useful for you is to take one fist and the other fist and bring your forehead on there. And so what we're gonna do is just simply lift the sternum forward and up. The elbows are now on the floor, or the forearms on the floor, and come back down. And Penny, if this triggers your neck, just keep the head down, and you can lift one leg and back down. And Audrey and Liz, you can lift up if you like, and you can lift one leg and bring the leg and the chest down. Okay, so do whatever feels best for the neck here. The head can stay on the hands, just engaging the legs, and come down. Or lifting the head and chest in one leg. So wherever you are, lifting one leg, head and chest, feel the back engage. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Find your breath rhythm here. And then we're going to stay in the posture. So Penny, when we stay in the posture, if you're lifting the head, let's keep the head on the hands for today. And so we'll stay with one leg extended for a few breaths.
And if you want to work a little bit that line of muscles along the back, as you inhale, you can bend the knee and bring the foot towards you. And as you exhale, just straighten the leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. We're just going to do 3 times. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten, and come down. Pause here for a moment, bring the head to the floor. Just feel the back, and then we'll do another round. We'll just do 3 times on the other side. So bring yourself up, head and chest and leg off the floor. Feel the whole back of the body working together to hold the leg up. And then just 3 rounds. On your next inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, point the toe, straighten the leg. Inhale. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, bend, bend. Exhale, straighten, release, come down. Feel the back.
Come back into a childlike posture so that the back round.
Hips down, head down, hands down. Pause here for a moment.
Then come to lying on the back. And let's just take both knees up, holding on to the knees for a moment. You do like a nice little massage, the sacrum. And let's do one foot up. So I have my left knee towards me, my right foot on the floor. So you're gonna move the opposite arm and leg. So I'm gonna extend my left foot up towards the ceiling and reach the right arm over the head all the way to the floor. Flex the foot so the toes are coming towards your face. Exhale, release the foot, bring the arm down next to your hip. So inhale, reach the hand up, reach the foot up. Exhale, down. If you like, you can take this left hand behind the left knee and bring the left knee a little bit towards you. Exhale, bend the knee, arm comes down. So bringing that left knee towards you gets a little bit more behind the butt, behind the hip on the left side. Might be a little bit more of a stretch in the back of the leg. And then maybe stay here for just a breath or 2. Feeling the back side of the leg lengthening, stretching. The front side of the leg contracted from the ankle, the quads, the hip flexors. So the whole front side of this leg is working as the back side is lengthening. So that's always this balance, front and back, side to side. One side contracted, one side lengthening. So using the body against itself. Release. And we'll switch sides. So now the foot comes up, the hand overhead, toes towards the face, back of the leg long. Exhale, bend the knee, hand down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach.
Exhale, bend. And then stay here, feeling the back side of the leg lengthening, the front side of the leg working, holding the leg up, holding the leg extended, hip flexor, quads, calf muscles, shin muscles, ankle, all working. And then release both feet down. And we're just going to do a simple last posture together. So bring the knees, the feet together. So we're going to exhale, bring the knees together. Inhale, let the knees come apart. After that exhale, hold the knees together, like a little bit of tension, pressing the legs, the knees together. Maybe you can even feel pelvic floor, inner thighs engaged. As you inhale, let the knees come apart. And exhale, come together. And Penny, as you're doing this, because you have some sensations in the head right now, as you inhale, see if you can visualize those sensations moving down through the center of the body, all the way to the pelvic floor. And then as you exhale, the sensation moving up the center of the body, all the way to the crown of the head and out the crown of the head. Inhale, moving all the way down. If you need a visual image, you can think of something like pure light. Inhale from the crown of the head to the pelvic floor. Exhale, visualizing from the pelvic floor moving up through the crown of the head and out. This is the silly hippie meditation stuff I don't usually talk about until we've been doing this for a while. But there's useful stuff there. So visualize that light moving through the center of the body. And this is when we can utilize some physical discomfort as part of the practice. And then as you feel ready, so if you can continue moving dynamically, if that feels comfortable for the body, with the visualization, as we begin to find a sort of a more still position, some sort of resting position, make sure the neck feels supported, that the low back feels supported, like a pillow or bolster under the knees, or maybe even the knees bent. Just to lie and feel the body for a moment. And if this image of light from the crown of the head to the pelvic floor feels useful or interesting, you can continue visualizing that as you rest the body for a few moments. So stay resting. As the mind becomes soft, just let the attention settle. And just a few words from Rumi as you rest for a moment. It's some words dedicated to the changing nature of reality. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Even then, treat each guest honorably. They may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thoughts, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. In the Buddhist teaching, they say the first gate to transformation and enlightenment is the gate of sorrow. In reading James Baldwin this week, he said the difference between a child and an adult is that we know as adults that there will be challenges and there will be suffering, that whatever it is we achieve or want or aim for in this life, it comes with the price of our own dedication and suffering. Although modern culture sees suffering as something to always be avoided, those of us who live long enough know it's unavoidable at times. And so, however we respond to the difficulties in our lives, as Rumi reminds us, these responses, the emotional responses, are human, normal responses. And we should cherish them all because they are carrying us forward in this life. And really the goal of all of our wishes and desires is to really know who we are. So these challenging times help us pay attention to who we really are. So begin to come back to the sensations in your body. Take a few breaths and move your fingers, toes, stretching maybe if that feels nice. And then sit up when you're ready. And just make that little transition back. Using again the sensations in the body just to feel. Again, noticing where you might feel more blood flow, tingly sensations, coolness, warmth. Noticing the state of the heart or of the thoughts without too much of an opinion of how it should be. And then may any peace that you find here be a gift for all of those around you. Lokaha samasta sukhino bhavantu. Thank you. Thank you for showing up from across the world.